This is the code walkthrough for the example file OperatorsEquality.java. So let's open this up and take a look. This is a pretty simple file. What it does is it sets up a couple of numerical ages and a couple of strings, and then tries to perform some equality and inequality comparisons using the two equality operators we've taken a look at. So let's go ahead and test compile this, and we will set a breakpoint on main, and let's start single stepping our way through this. So we'll set up an age of 21. We're setting up a constant here for an age test threshold, and then we're setting up three strings, string 1, string 2, and then we're setting up string 3 by equating it to string 2, and now we're performing the comparisons. And again, this is just a conditional expression. It's asking a simple yes or no question. Is the age equal to the minimum age? Yes or no? True or false? Well, of course 21 is equal to 21, so of course that one is true. This one should always be the opposite then. Is the age not equal to minimum age? Yes or no? Well, the ages are the same, so this has to be negative, so this is going to be a false. In this next one, we're trying to compare two strings, but what we're really comparing here is not the contents of the strings, whose string values are the same string hello, but instead we're comparing the object references. So we might expect that this is true, but we're going to find that this is actually false because they're not pointing to the same regions in memory. However, this next one is going to be true because by doing this equating of two object references, two string references, we have two string references pointing to the same place in memory. So this actually is true rather. This last one indicates how we should really be performing comparison if we want to compare the contents of two objects using the equals method. So string 1 dot equals string 2, and that of course is going to be true. And then we can print these out in the usual fashion. Now notice that all of these conditional expressions are being artificially equated to these Boolean conditional variables. This doesn't represent typical usage in a program, but I'm just trying to emphasize that a conditional expression evaluates, rolls up to one single Boolean value, and can be assigned to a Boolean variable, as we see here in the declarations. So we're just printing the outcomes of our previous tests. Simple Boolean results. Now, of course, this code could probably be improved by adding some user input for this age rather than hardwiring it, but let's go ahead and change this value to something else. Let's set it to, say, 22. I'm going to take away the breakpoint. I'm going to save it, recompile it, and run it again, and now notice that the results have swapped. The age is no longer equal to the minimum age, so this first one is false, but the second one is now true. Yes, it's true that the age is not equal to the threshold value, and so we see that these two are always going to be in opposition to each other. And we can of course change this to any other variable value, and we're going to get the same result. And of course nothing has changed about the strings because we haven't changed those in any way. Actually, one interesting thing we can do, let's set the second string equal to hello world. Let's save that, compile it, run it. Now if we're comparing string 1 and string 2, the first one of course is false because they're pointing to different regions of memory. Condition 4 of course is true because these two are pointing to the same region of memory. But now this string comparison, this proper string comparison, correctly returns a false result, which is really what we intend because this is the right way to go about comparing two strings. Okay, that's it for this example.